Games are incredibly subjective. Like, it's probably one of the most subjective form of media out there. There are so many genres, so many different ways to play games. You know, there's obviously going to be some that you don't enjoy and others absolutely love. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about some games that everyone hypes up and makes out to be an incredible experience that I just don't personally get. I didn't get the hype around the game. I don't know, some of them I just found kind of boring. And yes, this is a follow-up to the last video I did that really upset a lot of people, so I want to make it clear right now, this is just my opinion. Don't let anything I say take away from any of the games you love. I'm just some random fucking YouTuber who's just talking about games. My opinions do not matter. Now we got that out of the way, first one I want to talk about is Fallout New Vegas. Now, I've made it abundantly clear on this channel that I'm not a huge fan of Fallout New Vegas. I think it's okay, but I'd much rather play Fallout 4, and that's because Fallout New Vegas it plays like fucking dog shit. Especially the vanilla version, like, even when it's modded, it's still kinda, the engine cracks show still. Modded Fallout New Vegas can't fix the shitty, awful gameplay of this. And yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons why I don't really enjoy Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, the story's really good. The RPG choices you can make are also really good. I can't take any of that away from it, but listen, walking around a big open wasteland with small points of interest and having to deal with the god-awful combat for a solid like 50 hours is just, I didn't really enjoy it. I modded the shit out of it, and even then I just couldn't bring myself to play through it a second time. I've beaten it and all the DLCs, and I do enjoy the DLCs more than the base game, but yeah, I don't get the mass hype around Fallout New Vegas. I don't think it's a very fun game to play at all. Now the next game I want to talk about is Titanfall 2. Now this is gonna really upset a lot of people because people love Titanfall 2. Like, everywhere you go, every showcase, people are wanting Titanfall 3. Everyone is begging for Titanfall 3 because Titanfall 2 is this amazing, incredible masterpiece of a game that can do no wrong. But when it came to Steam in 2020, when EA finally decided the EA launcher was dog shit, I decided to see what the hype was about, and I played through the campaign, and I was like, yeah, that was good. That was like a 7 out of 10, you know. I liked the relationship between the main character and BT, the mech. It was pretty cool. I liked how every mission had a unique gimmick to them, but just wasn't like anything more than that really. Like, it was just good. It was a good experience through and through. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I don't think it does anything exceptionally well. I guess maybe the wall running and the gunplay is pretty good. But aside from that, it's like, yeah, it was good. I don't really get the hype around it. Overall, it is just a glorified Call of Duty campaign with a few more mechanics. Like the mech, which I didn't like using the mech in Titanfall 2, because when you're not in the mech, you have insane movement capabilities. You can wall run, you're jumping around arenas. And then when you get in a mech, it's just like, oh, it just becomes a bog standard stripped down shooter with the gimmick of, wow, I'm in a mech. I don't really care for mechs. So it did nothing for me. I know there's like different mechs you can get with like different weapons and like different abilities, but I didn't care for it all too much. And also, while I'm digging myself a grave here, I might as well dig a bit deeper and say that the time travel mission where you walk back and forth in time that everyone glazes, everyone makes out to be the best mission ever, Dishonored 2 did it better in the same year. I'm gonna be honest. I think if we were gonna get a third game, I would much rather a Dishonored 3 over a Titanfall 3. But that's just me. Now, one game I especially don't like that I will die on a hill about is God of War Ragnarok. Now, God of War 2018, I'm already not a big fan of, but I can see the merits in it. You know, I think the story's really good. I actually do really like Kratos' character development within 2018, having him deal with his past, coming to terms with being a father, all that shit. He has a really good character arc in 2018. I just think the gameplay's a bit shit. You know, I'm a big fan of stuff like Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden, so when I saw the original God of Wars, you know, playing pretty similar to them, I was like, oh, you know, God of War 2018 is gonna be just like them. But it's over the shoulder like The Last of Us, and yeah, the combat is not good. I'm gonna be honest, it looks like such a massive downgrade compared to the old God of Wars, and I don't get why they made this choice, genuinely. And God of War Ragnarok is no exception to this. And God of War Ragnarok I find to be worse than 2018 because the story isn't even there, man. The story in Ragnarok is just fucking stupid. Supposedly it was supposed to be a trilogy, this God of War reboot, but they just shoved the last 2 games into Ragnarok and called it there for the Nord mythology. And you can tell this story feels like a massive clusterfuck of just rushed elements. Kratos goes through the exact same character arc again and defies fate of him dying or some shit. And a lot of the story is focused on Atreus, who is a character that I do not care about. I do not give a shit about Atreus. I think he's a little knobhead, and I think he would be better off if he was dead. Oh, and also at the end of the game, there's this like, well, Ragnarok, it's in the name. It's literally like an Avengers Endgame type thing where like everyone's coming together, and it's just fucking whatever, man. I got to that point and I was like, I just want the game to end. I really want this game to end. It fucking dragged its feet, man. It's such a long game. It's almost double the length of 2018, and that was already a pretty long game that kind of dragged its feet. But one thing I can give to Ragnarok over 2018 is at least it acknowledges the fact that the troll bosses from 2018 were overused and complete and utter dog shit, with this cutscene of Kratos absolutely mauling one, so that's at least something. Now, I already know you're probably writing out a big old hate comment right now, and, you know, while you're leaning forwards in your chair, you probably realize your back's kind of hurting because you're sat in a pretty shit chair. Well, I can give you one positive in this video that will help you out. You should get a FlexiSpot chair. So before I used FlexiSpot, I had a really crappy gaming chair, which I had to use like an external pillow for because they're uncomfortable, they break easily. But compared to the FlexiSpot, specifically the C7 Morpher, it is like a night and day, man. This chair is a game changer, and it makes my life so much easier because I spend a lot of time sat at my desk editing videos. It has so many amazing features. For example, a 3D adjustable headrest. The headrest can also be tilted to an ideal angle to help adjust your comfort. It's really good. The chair also has a supported upper back, a backrest, and can adjust forward up to 10 degrees to match your sitting style, keeping your shoulders relaxed and your upper back fully supported all day, so you don't have to be in that shrimp posture. You know the one I'm talking about. You can also customize the seat depth, and the chair also has a next-gen upgraded hybrid mesh-addressed cushion material, which is it's just really comfortable. It's so nice to sit on this thing. To add on to this, there's also a 5D armrest, which can easily be adjusted, and it can be adjusted in weird angles if you want to, I don't know, like if you want to have it angle inwards for whatever reason. But yeah, they're definitely worth the money, and you also get a 10-year warranty, and you also get 30 days to return it for free if you're just not really a big fan of it. So, if you're interested in getting a new chair, use my code in the description to get the best price for it. So yeah, thank you FlexiSpot, and now it's time to talk about Outlast. Now, Outlast is just, I don't really like Outlast. I've never really liked Outlast now that I think about it. I'm talking about the original one here. Outlast 2 is just universally seen as dog shit, so I didn't want to include that one in my video. Instead, I wanted to talk about Outlast 1 because everyone loves that game for some reason. Maybe on a first playthrough, and you don't know what's going to happen in it. It's a great time, you know, it's full of jump scares, full of running and hiding. I just find that shit boring. I'm a huge fan of survival horror games where you can actually fight back and it's not just run and hide gimmicks where once you get killed by the big bad monster it loses all fear factor and just becomes a frustrating game of trial and error. I think these games work best as just walking simulators where maybe there's a chase scene here and there rather than having to try and solve a puzzle with some big unkillable threats stalking you. I guess it adds a bit of tension, but eventually it just becomes frustrating to deal with, and that's what all Outlast is. That's all it is, and I don't understand why it got so much praise and love. Even back then I was like, this is just frustrating. This isn't fun to play. I do really like Outlast Trials though. I don't know why I like Outlast Trials more than Outlast 1, probably because I'm playing it with a friend and it works better with a friend for some reason. Having someone be able to strategically distract the killer while you deal with a puzzle or find an item with a lot of looming threats lurking around. I guess prodding a bag of shit with a friend is fun, so I guess, yeah, anything can be fun with a friend. I play Dead by Daylight with my friends, so take that as you will. Now, the last game I want to talk about is Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is a high-quality Ubisoft game, and I'm never going to stop saying that because that's what it is. It is just a high-quality Ubisoft game. It has pretty good gameplay, pretty good combat, and a pretty good story. and it has a boring checklist open world where you just ride around doing absolutely fucking nothing of substance, looking at all the pretty graphics as you take out an enemy base and get a bit of XP and maybe like a hat or something. I really do think Ghost of Tsushima would have been better as like a linear story game with maybe a few little open area levels, but outside of that, I think the open world really brings it down. And again, it's another case where people make it out to be this incredible life-changing experience when it really isn't. It's another 7 out of 10, like it's good, but it does nothing special. It looks nice. That's it really. It's all style with zero substance. Haven't played Ghost of Yotai. I don't know if I ever will play Ghost of Yotai because it looks almost identical to Ghost of Tsushima, so I don't really care to play it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But yeah, there are some games that I personally don't get that everyone thinks are absolutely amazing. Let me know some games that you think are kinda whatever and you kind of bounced off of that people have really hyped up. And none of you better say The Evil Within because that game is objectively the best game ever made. And if you didn't enjoy it, then that's just a skill issue on your part, I'm just saying. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching. I hope I didn't upset too many of you. I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about some games that I don't really get, whilst a lot of people do really enjoy them. And I want to make this clear right now, if you do enjoy these games, more power to you. I'm just a miserable loser who can't find the fun in these things, and you're the one having fun in the end of the day. I just want to thank FlexiSpot again for sponsoring me with this video and sending me one of their incredible chairs. Just want to remind you, you can use my code in the description and in the pinned comment if you want to get one for yourself. I do highly recommend it. Now, time to thank my Patreon supporters who make all of this possible. That being Nintendo Pro, Profit, Pitstab, Bouncer Storm Productions, and Daniel Levchenko. And a huge thank you to my channel members who are just as important as my Patreon members, and I am still so surprised that so many of you support me. We got Eteria Sigma, Cheezer9530, Rec12748, Quack29, Randomness7550, Platesfly8362, Liam Talks About, Chowder1326, OllyCuz1, Mashallah4566, Marcus Platts, Joshua Whitford 5509, Evan Underhill 2342, Bidu Fadoom, Gabriel Padro 5589, Scary 1407, Eggy 613, Wentel, Riff King, Dizrays 3250, Sobitax, Andreas Stewart 8871, Galaxy 11243, Glusky 36, Floaty 38, Wolfborn TV, Rust on Wood, L Hayes 117, also known as some Bolney guy rambling into the void, Griefgar, and Resistance Lion. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. You are the best, and I will see you all in the next video.